This is the Van Rysel RCR Pro, and it's what happens when the world's biggest sports retailer decides it wants to go racing with the big boys. So, who is Van Rysel? Why am I at the world famous Roubaix Velodrome? And can this bike really compete? Well, let's go and find out. If you're a Decathlon AG2R rider like Sam Bennett or Ben O'Connor, then this is the bike that you just got for Christmas. It's a Van Rysel RCR Pro frame set with a Data integrated cockpit. It's got Swiss side wheels and a full Dura-Race group set. 3 years ago, this bike was merely a concept in someone's head. So how the hell do you go from that to a world tour race winning bike in less time than it takes for me to choose which sunglasses to wear on a bike ride? Well, the story starts on these world famous cobbled roads, which I'm told is where the Van Rysel staff like to spend their lunch breaks. In fact, this RCR Pro was developed just 13 kilometers away from the Roubaix Velodrome. Although, if you speak Flemish, then that probably won't come as much of a surprise. Despite being made in what must be record-breaking time, this is no Friday afternoon job. The frame weighs just 790 grams, the complete bike weighs just 6.9 kilos, and it's been proven to be one of the most aero bikes out there. It certainly feels ready to race. It also costs £9,000, so a whole heap less than a lot of the other bikes in the World Tour peloton. I want to know, regardless of price, whether this is the most exciting bike on the market right now. To find out, we've come to B-Twin Village, which is home to not only Van Rysel, but every piece of sports equipment you can possibly imagine, as well as testing labs, all the CFD simulating that goes into making a bike like this, and all the 3D prototyping. Now, heading up the Van Rysel toolbox is Jan, so let's go and see if we can find him. What is the purpose of the RCR Pro?
Basically, the RCR program is to win race. It's very simple when you tell it like that, but it needs a lot of job behind. So the RCR for us is the perfect balance between aero, stiffness, and weight. It's why it can win race, but also it can be very enjoyable for cyclists during the weekend ride.
Well, it's certainly doing its job so far.
Yeah. And this bike is winning a lot of race because Decathlon AG2R team already won more race in 24. That's for the whole year 23.
And what was it that made you decide to go down a one bike to do it all approach rather than a lightweight and aero bike?
Because for us, a pure all, let's say, aero-light bike, we call it like that, is really efficient on most of the road for a Pro Tour team. And of course, you can do better in the pure climbing stage, but now they are riding faster and faster now, even for climbing stage, so aero is more and more important. Thanks to this crazy story, so Onera, so you can see maybe Onera behind the tree, is over there. Yes, is like the French NASA, and I proposed them a partnership to develop the RCR bike because they are really skilled in terms of aerodynamism, and they were like very enthusiastic about this project, so they help us a lot for this RCR project. And we are always looking for a nice partner, you know, to develop the best bike possible. And for XCR or TT bikes, we worked with Swiss side, and now we are using their wheels as well for the Decathlon AG2R team, one of the best wheels on the market.
So obviously the RCR is a pretty big project. How long did it actually take to come to fruition?
What is crazy is with this bike is one of the fastest bikes we develop with Van Rysel. Usually we take between 2 and 3 years to develop a bike. And with the big pressure of being on time for the pro team, we developed this bike in less than 2 years. So it was really fast, and especially everything is done in-house here. We are really doing everything from scratch. Engineering, design, layer up. So just aerodynamism is, let's say, outsourced because we don't have our own wind tunnel.
So with the RCR Pro, is that the same layup, the same frame that the pros are using?
It's exactly the same, 100% the same, except the paint, of course. And the paint is very important, by the way, when you buy your bikes. And sometimes it's not understood by a customer why we decide to have a raw frame on the RCR, because when you purchase the white one,
Yeah.
you have like sometimes like almost a 100-gram gap. So for the Pro one, the design was thought, to be the lightest possible as well. So this is the main difference, just the paint, but the same fiber.
Yeah. And was it nerve-wracking, that first ride that you handed them over to the Decathlon AG2R team?
Of course, you are so nervous because you know a lot of pressure. You need to get the approval of the rider, but to be totally transparent, I ride many bikes by myself. I ride RCR, so I was quite confident because I'm not a rookie, so I was able to say, okay, I have something special. Reaction was the one expected, but of course, until it's not done, you are under pressure. When they say it's a super good bike, you say done.
Yeah. So obviously, during the development of the bike, it's a pretty big deal. It took up 2 years of your life. Was there a moment that was particularly memorable?
Yes, of course. We were like, you know, when we design a carbon bike, you open some mold, and after you are working on the layup. Carbon layup is, let's say, like the receipt of the bike. It will drive the feeling, the way you feel the bike. And we received the first layout, and we were not happy about it, to be honest. The bike was good, you feel the aerodynamism, but something was really not at the point we expect to be. And so luckily, in-house, we have someone very, very skilled on the carbon fiber layouts. So he went to the Vietnam, because our frame is coming from Vietnam. He went to the factory, he worked for 1 full week in the factory, he shipped the frame back to here, and you know, you don't need to ride 100K. Literally 100 meters are enough. You just start, you push 3 times on the bike, and you say, wow.
Now, clearly, there has been a hell of a lot of resources and brainpower going to the development of the RCR. But what's it like to ride, I hear you ask? Well, bloody good. It really is. This does not feel at all like Van Riesel's the new kid on the block. It's composed, it's fast, and it's right up there with the very best in the World Tour peloton. And well, it kind of reminds you that Van Rysel aren't really the new kids on the block. Yes, the name has only existed since 2019, but really this bike is the product of decades of experience building carbon bikes. It's been designed and crafted by literal geniuses who usually work on rockets and things like that. And every decision that has gone into the making of this bike is backed up by an absolute ton of data. Can you tell us a bit more about the brand? Because some people might not be so familiar with it.
Yeah, sure. We are here in the Van Rysel HQ, located in Lille, the capital of the French Flanders. And so for us, it means a lot. Not only for us, for all cyclist enthusiasts, Flanders means a lot. Okay, it's the mecca of cycling, and we really want it, being based here, doing our research and development here, our design here, our assembly here, our product testing here. It makes totally sense for us, to emphasize this very special flavor. And it's the reason why we decided to give a Flemish name to the brand. Also, it means Vans, who comes from in Flemish, and Rysel, Lille, where we are now today. We do test our product on the cobblestones of the famous races everyone knows in the region. We've been very good, in addressing all the sports, the cyclists, but we've been very known for the beginners, to the, let's say, those that were more into it. But when they're really, turn into sports guy, really much into cycling, people tend to move to different brands. And so we wanted to show that we are good as well for this part of this level of cycling. The reason why we wanted to create a company within the company dedicated to high performance. And so what we're doing here is to address those very demanding athletes with high performing products, entirely dedicated to high performance.
What is it that makes this good for the World Tour? What is it that sets this apart from the competition?
Yeah, so before going into this, the reason we made this partnership is first to prove that our products are super performing. It's good to say it. It's good to prove that through data. We developed that in wind tunnels. We can compare to what's happening on the market. We know that we have a super weapon here, but yet we needed to prove it to the world. So came the World Tour project. Then it's a perfect tool that we want to use. We currently use for developing the next stage, the next version of our products. So as we speak now, some of the riders are experiencing a new, let's say, the next generation of our.
We'll keep our eyes peeled.
We won't say too much about that, but it's just like in Formula One. You need to be on top of the innovation if you want to keep on performing. We are entirely driven by data. This is what will drive us on a day-to-day basis. What it means concretely, the analysis we will conduct on those products will tell us in which direction we should go. So there is no free line to please a designer or a marketer.
On the Van Rysel website, it says, if you want a bike designed to win races, look no further than the RCR. Well, the RCR has been winning races, and rather big ones at that. Speak to the staff at Van Rysel though, and this doesn't seem like a surprise. They've known for a while now just how good this bike is, and it's just up to the rest of us to catch up. Let us know what you think of the Van Rysel RCR down in the comments section below. And if you like this content, then give it a like so we can keep producing videos like this. Subscribe to the channel for lots more tech deep dives, and we'll see you next time.